he's smiling.
Highbury is all about romance, and as we all know, the most egregious error that you can make is to date outside of your social class. Fortunately, a natural solution already exists for this problem: gossip. As the primary means of circulating information in Highbury, gossiping is an excellent way to become more informed about your romantic options. That's where our app, Classh It. Classh It creates matches between users and allows others to comment on each match. Dating is already a magnet for gossip, but in its current form, this gossip leaves a lot of room for improvement. Our app is unique because it creates the right kind of gossip, makes it widely accessible, and uses it as a form of self-regulation to incentivize users to choose better partners. You see, what bad gossip lacks is both credibility and accountability. Classh It addresses both of these issues by publicizing all gossip and gossipers. This is beneficial for everyone. Gossipers know that they'll be held responsible, which will reduce the amount of low quality and destructive gossip. Meanwhile, more skilled gossipers can build a credible reputation and gain influence.
Highbury is a small town in which everybody knows everybody. Although this causes each person's odd habits and class to be well defined, the intimacy and the smallness of the town blurs the defined boundaries between each class and creates conflicts, causing characters to clash. In the novel, the people of Highbury form bonds primarily through gossip, which makes it the defining feature. This gossip spreads like wildfire and quickly dominates any social interaction, especially when it pertains to matchmaking. It is given a lot more value, notably when it comes from credible sources. Therefore, we can prove that it has a significant impact. Since gossip in the opinions of other members in this town is given so much importance, it many times aids in forming and defining relationships that form in Highbury. Therefore, Classh It utilizes this gossip-mindedness quality to control the proposals that occur and make sure that they stay within the right class. So why is wealth an important factor in the app? The idea of wealth is continuously emphasized throughout the novel, especially in terms of matchmaking. It leads to many unnecessary heartbreaks in the novel, like with Mr. Elton and Harriet. Emma and Knightley easily show how people from a similar class can fall in love and cooperate easier. An example where the most emphasis on class is shown is through Mr. Elton, a man that Emma feels is perfect for Harriet. He's seen as prioritizing wealth and class of women over other factors, which is why he declines Harriet and proposes to Emma, but soon after Emma turns him down, he goes on to marry Miss Hawkins, who is extremely wealthy. This amount of struggle can easily be avoided through Classh It.
So Classh It is a revolutionary app that will simplify Highbury's matchmaking messes. The key to a social media platform is the creating a sense of community. Classh It is a mobile app for smartphones to maximize accessibility and experience for users trying to find love in their area. Hopefully, couples would suffer less headaches and heartaches if they use Classh It. Rooted in the 2013 app Tinder, Classh It matches users based on mutual interest and location. Users swipe right on their smartphone to express interest or left to express disinterest. Once a match is made, it's published to the popular page where people in the same area can comment on how they think the match is going to turn out. There's a voting feature similar to Yik Yak where onlookers can vote on comments about the match. Unlike Yik Yak's focus on anonymity, Classh It identifies the users commenting to add credibility to their ideas. The more credible a source is, the more upvotes he or she is likely to gain, and therefore the couple is more likely to read the comments. Harriet and Mr. Martin's relationship would have been more successful had they downloaded Classh It before getting tangled in Emma's plans. In the novel, Harriet immediately fancies Mr. Martin, a farmer, but Emma doesn't approve because of his social class. Emma focuses all of her efforts on deflecting Harriet's interest to other suitors. But contrastingly, Mr. Knightley approves, and if the couple had used Classh It, their match would have been commented on by both Knightley and Emma. People would have upvoted Mr. Knightley's comments, and their match would have been made without Emma's whole ordeal going on.
Okay, so while there are many other apps that might be similar to Classh, they are also extremely different. Tinder, for example, is a similar app to Classh. The difference between the two apps is that Tinder focuses on the physical attractiveness, which only creates relationships that exist in the short term, while Classh, on the other hand, makes sure that they're long-lasting by incorporating important social class information and wealth information. Matchmaker is another app that is deemed similar, but has fallacies that Classh improves on. In Matchmaker, the main user's identity is known, but the actual gossip or comments on the person's profile is anonymous. This creates problems because with the anonymity of the comments, one does not know how credible the gossip actually is, therefore the gossip isn't valuable. Classh improves on this downfall by making sure the comments aren't anonymous and makes sure that the gossip that floats around is not incorrect. The credibility of the commenter is also developed through the upvotes from nearby users, allowing the community to know how valid the information that's provided is. And then Class or Pass, which is another app that tries to build relationships based on social status alone. The failure of this app comes from the fact that the system is too rigid, and the app itself is given complete control over who is in your social class, and therefore who is considered dateable. On the other hand, Classh is better than Class or Pass because it's able to maintain the boundaries between class without explicitly limiting its uses by exploiting the power of gossip. With gossip factored into each match, people have their own incentives to seek socially acceptable matches and gravitate toward others in their social class.
The problems in Highbury are obvious enough. We need to maintain boundaries between the classes because that's what the entire community is built on. When someone decides to pull a Harriet and chase the Mr. Eltons of the world, not only do they end up alone and miserable, they threaten all of society as well. But these cases are also indicative of a larger issue, how inefficient and problem-ridden that gossip has become. Classh solves these issues by removing the veil of anonymity from gossip and making it available to everyone. By transforming gossip from a divisive force into a productive source of information and discourse, Classh empowers the community with a way to regulate itself and its social boundaries. So don't be selfish. If you want society to stay intact, and maybe score some hot days while you're at it, get our app now, and remember, stay classy.